everyone, welcome back to Megha Discourse, where literature meets excellence. So today we are diving into one of the most fascinating, exciting chapters of English literature, the University Wits. It is a group of people, of brilliant young dramatists who laid the foundation for Shakespeare and transformed the English drama forever. These were rebellious, imaginative, and fiery dramatists, and together they made the stage come alive with energy, poetry, and passion. So let's explore who they are, what they wrote, and why they are called the true makers of English theatre. Before the University Wits appeared, English drama was still in infancy. The stage was dominated by mystery and miracle plays. There were interlude, there were religious plays. The plots were very crude, the language is very rough, and the characters lacked depth. But with the rise of Renaissance and humanism, in England, the new ideas of art, knowledge, and individual expression took root, and a new generation of educated playwrights emerged from the universities of Oxford and Cambridge. They were young men trained in classical literature, inspired by Greek and Roman, and eager to experiment. They were the University Wits. The first question, who are they? So it is a group of educated dramatists and writers who dominated the London stage during the 5080s and 5090s, or you can say late 16th century. They combined scholarship with imagination, learning with emotion, and gave English drama its form, style, its grandeur. Now, the second question, who coined the term and why? So the term University Wits, it was coined by George Sainsbury in his book The History of Elizabethan Literature, written in 1887. He is actually a 19th century English literary historian, and he used this term wit because these writers, these playwrights were not only learned, but they were also very witty, very artistic and creative. They turned scholarly knowledge into theatre that thrilled the masses. That's why he used wit for them. Now the third question, who were the members? So there were John Lyly, George Peele, Robert Greene, Thomas Lodge, Thomas Nashe, Christopher Marlowe, and Thomas Kidd. They were the members of University Wits. What are their common features? What are the features of University Wits playwrights? So number one, they all were young university graduates. They were full of Renaissance spirit, and they were graduate from Oxford or Cambridge University. Second question, they lived bohemian lives. You know what bohemian means? They write for money and fame. The next one is they were pioneers of professional drama before Shakespeare. They popularized blank verse and different lyrical form of drama, poetry, etc. Fourth one is they have richer language, they have complex plot and character, and they have powerful emotional appeal in their work. And the fifth one is they developed blank verse, tragic heroes, romantic themes. They have murder mystery like Thomas Kidd, the Spanish tragedy. Writers like Christopher Marlowe, Robert Greene, Thomas Nashe, they belong to Cambridge University, and the writers John Lyly, Thomas Lodge, George Peele, they belong to Oxford University. And it is said that Thomas Kidd, he does not study in either of university. Because of the same feature of University Wits writers, he belongs to University Wits writers. Now let's move to our first writer, John Lyly, who is known for his euphemist theory. He belongs to Oxford University. He is a courtly writer and a dramatist. His major works include Euphemism, The Anatomy of Wit, and the keen example of euphemism is like All is fair in love and war. This is the famous line written by John Lyly. And he wrote plays like Endymion, The Man in the Moon, The Woman in the Moon, Midas, and Galatea, which is important and pre-IQ of UGC NET exam. So these are some works written by John Lyly. He has invented the ornate prose style. He was known for his euphemism that is full of balanced sentences, antithesis and alliteration. We can say euphemism means well endowed by nature. So this is what about John Lyly. The next is George Peele. He was a poet and dramatist of courtly plays. He was from Oxford University. He wrote The Arraignment of Paris for Queen Elizabeth I. He praised her in this work. He wrote Edward I, The Old Wives' Tale, which is very important and PYQ of UGC NET exam. He combined classical theory with English patriotism. He was known for his musical verse and pageantry, and his Old Wives' Tale work inspired Milton's Comus. Another writer is Robert Greene. He was a playwright, pamphleteer, novelist. He has a bohemian lifestyle. His major works include Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay, Orlando Fiducio, James IV, and he wrote Pendosto, which is the source of Shakespeare, The Winter's Tale. It was asked in DSSSB exam on many state exams. And he wrote that Shakespeare is an upstart crow beautified with our feathers. He believed that Shakespeare has taken material of writing from different writers and he didn't praise them. That's why he called him an upstart crow out of jealousy. The next feature about Robert Greene is that he introduced romantic comedies of English life. He created human characters and subplots. He blended love, magic and folklore. And he is known as the first celebrating author of England. He is a negative critic as well. So it is all about Robert Greene. The next University Wits is Thomas Lodge. He was from Oxford University. He was a poet, dramatist and physician. He wrote The Wounds of Civil War and Rosalind Rufus Golden's Legacy, which is a source of As You Like It by Shakespeare. Look, Shakespeare has written so many plays and the sources he has taken from University Wits writer. His style was very graceful, romantic and pastoral. He mixed fiction and drama with refinement. In later life, he becomes medical practitioner. Next one is Thomas Nashe. He was from Cambridge University. He was a pamphleteer, satirist and a journalist. He has written Piers Penniless, which attacks corruption of society. He was the early journalist of English literature. He wrote The Unfortunate Traveller, The Life of Jack Wilton, which is UGC NET PYQ question. He has also written Summer's Last Will and Testament. The Unfortunate Traveller is his first picaresque novel in English. Nashe was a master of satire and social commentary. His prose is very lively and full of energy with wit and irony. He written Dido the Queen with Christopher Marlowe and The Isle of Dog with Ben Jonson. So these are some important works written by Thomas Nashe. The next one is Christopher Marlowe, a poet, dramatist, translator from Cambridge University. He was the greatest among University Wits. He has written Chamberlain, Dr. Faustus, The Jew of Malta, Edward II, Hero and Leander, and so many writings. He has introduced blank verse in Chamberlain first time. It is said that he was anti-nationalist. That's why he was jailed and he was stabbed to death at very early age. And he has written a spiritual tragedy, that is Dr. Faustus, which is very famous. And it is believed that he was atheist and a cruel atheist. And because of his atheism, Thomas Kit was against him. It is written on his tomb that cut is the branch that might have grown full straight. So these are some features of Christopher Marlowe. George Peele called him Marlowe, the muse is friendly. On his blank verse, Ben Jonson called the mighty line. So these are some famous things which were asked in UGC NET exam. The next one is Thomas Kit, the father of English tragedy. He was a playwright and pioneer of revenge tragedy. He introduced macabre drama. Macabre drama means the drama full of murder, mystery, revenge. And he has written, and he is famous for his writing, the Spanish tragedy. There is a lot of bloodshed in this drama. He established revenge tragedy tradition. He used ghost, soliloquies, madness, and blood revenge, which is later used by Shakespeare in Hamlet. So we can say he inspired Hamlet and Jacobean tragedy as well. By Thomas Heywood called him famous kid. It is all about Tom's Kid, and the Spanish tragedy is also known as the first English revenge tragedy. We can say University Wits made English drama literary and very artistic, perfected blank verse and dramatic dialogue. They created tragic heroes and romantic plots. They humanized characters with psychological depth. They laid the foundation for Shakespeare's greatness. So they bridged the gap between the medieval morality play and the Elizabethan masterpiece. Moreover, the University Wits were young lions, bold, brilliant, and restless. They brought to the English stage the fire of Renaissance and humanism and the soul of poetry. So when we speak the glory of Elizabethan drama, we must remember the seven spirits who lit the first flame, the University Wits. If you enjoyed the detailed lecture, do like, share and subscribe to Megha Discourse for more literary discussions.